The title of this video alludes to Elon's declaration when he bought Twitter that comedy is now legal on Twitter. He then personally banned a guy for replying, "My wife left me," with their name changed to Elon Musk (real). Banned another guy for calling him Sissy SpaceX, and more recently acted like a wet diaper over the Boys finale parodying him. Homelander kills a billionaire with 17 kids by flying him up into space and leaving him there. He once famously declared, "If you were unfairly treated by your employer due to posting or liking something on this platform, we will fund your legal bill. No limit. Please let us know." To date, I believe the only person he's reportedly helped was Gina Carano. But strangely, there's no evidence to suggest he's helped the numerous people who were fired from their jobs over comments about Charlie Kirk. Yes, we're still talking about the podcaster who was martyred last year, Bette Midler style. From a distance. Although Turning Point USA is certainly struggling to maintain its relevance without the charisma of their horse-faced deity. 7 million subscribers on YouTube, and even having Matt Walsh as a guest only got them 7,000 views in a month? Anyway, it's unknown, of course, how many people lost their jobs either joking or just tweeting critically about Chuck, but we are now seeing the results of various lawsuits over it. Let's start in Tennessee, where an ex-cop of all people, Larry Bushart, was sent to jail over memes. One was a Sopranos one where Carmela says, "Tony, Charlie Kirk died," and Tony responds, "Who gives a shit?" The other is, well, far more graphic, and maybe suggests a conspiracy theory that Charlie was killed for speaking out against the Epstein files. But reportedly, the one that led to his arrest was, after Charlie died, he wrote this in a Facebook group for a Charlie Kirk vigil. "This seems relevant today," and posted Trump saying, "We have to get over it," about a school shooting. People then somehow twisted this into a claim that was a threat against an actual local school because, sure, why not? They arrest him, set bail at $2 million, and locked him up for 37 days. And now, he's receiving an $835,000 settlement. So effectively, he got paid $835,000 to mock Charlie Kirk. By you, the taxpayer, most likely. Not you specifically, but the lawsuit was against Perry County, population 8,300 people. Each resident basically gave him $100. There have been lesser settlements too. A woman in Muncie, Indiana named Suzanne Swirk got fired by her university for posting, "If you think Charlie Kirk was a wonderful person, we can't be friends." And "Charlie Kirk's death is a reflection of the violence, fear, and hatred he sowed. It does not excuse his death, and it's a sad truth." I don't know if these would really work in a tight 5, but I can help her punch these up if she wants to do an open mic. No, these weren't jokes. These were just earnest thoughts, but she got fired. The university, dumb fucks that they are, gave this as the sole reason for her being let go. She sued and won $225,000. You never give a reason, especially in Indiana. It's a right-to-work state. As far as I could tell, she was not in the union. They handed her the win. Their football team must also handle HR. They love to lose so much. These keep going. Brittany Brown of Florida lost her job with the Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission because she said Charlie Kirk wouldn't care about children being shot in their classrooms. They ended up giving her just shy of $500,000. Back to Tennessee, University professor Darren Michael simply posted a news article quoting Kirk's own words. The "gun death's unfortunately worth it to keep Second Amendment" headline, the same day that Kirk was shot. They fired him, he got $500,000, and his job back. They have to keep paying him. But wait, Buckley, can't companies do whatever they want? Didn't you make this argument once? Probably. I've made over 1,000 videos now. Fucked if I remember them all. But in all these cases, they were government agencies. The universities were state-funded. The fish lady worked for the state. Now, the First Amendment applies. It says the government can't fuck you in the ass for saying words. I think that's what James Madison wrote. So there's still probably tons of people who got let go from their jobs for this that aren't going to get shit. Sorry, these lawsuits won't set a precedent that nets you $500,000, because your right-wing manager at Steak and Shake didn't like your Charlie Kirk meme saying his pronouns were was-were. No, if you want to make jokes about whatever you want while working for a private company, then all you need to do is spend like 10 or 20 years doing stand-up until you get featured on Netflix. Fuck, I'm so good at segues. The king of all streaming sites, for now, famously changed its own company culture guidelines back in 2022 over backlash from the Dave Chappelle comedy specials, plural, where he made a bunch of jokes about trans people. Their employees walked out and threatened to quit, and Netflix basically said, okay, keep on walking, you won't be missed. The corporate version of what they said was, not everyone will like or agree with everything on our service. We let viewers decide what's appropriate for them, versus having Netflix censor specific artists or voices. If you'd find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. And so, I imagine this was tested once again during the Roast of Kevin Hart, which took place in mid-May, and is still generating stories. 2 jokes from it got a lot of press over how disgusting they were. First, Tony Hinchcliffe, host of the popular among people with Punisher stickers on their trucks podcast, Kill Tony. He ended his set by saying, "You've done good though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at all of us, laughing so hard that he can't breathe." This is Tony's shtick. He once got dropped by his own agency for calling an Asian comedian the old C word. No, not the one the British love, the CH one. Clearly didn't hurt his career that much. Again, he's on Netflix in 2026. And he did stand up at a Trump rally where he called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. So you know what you're getting when you hire him. In fact, Kevin said he wasn't surprised by the joke, and while he didn't think that the joke was tasteful, he said that Tony arguably had the best set or one of the best sets. On the same show, Shane Gillis said, "Kevin is so short, you'd have to lynch him from a bonsai tree." Which, you won't be surprised to hear that lynching jokes are a sensitive topic still. But as a short guy, it is a really funny short joke, come on. Anyway, don't worry, black community. Chelsea Handler has your back. She called the set ick and gross and said, "Lynching is not a joke. That's worse than rape. You're not joking about rape, are you? I mean, I would almost guarantee both of them have at some point." The Hollywood Reporter reached out to Gillis regarding Chelsea's comments. You know how these news sites basically always say, "We have not received a response at time of publication," or whatever they say? Gillis actually responded. This is a big moment for Chelsea. I'm glad she's capitalizing. Good for her. We're all rooting for her. Anyway, come see me July 17th at the football stadium in Philly. This is even funnier when you know that Chelsea once joked that Angelina Jolie is filed for divorce from Brad Pitt. He wants the China. She wants Pax and Maddox. Hashtag sorry, couldn't help myself. Pax and Maddox are their adopted Asian children. Also once tweeted a picture of grape juice at Nick Cannon during an ongoing feud, and used 12 Years a Slave winning an award to promote her own book titled You Gonda Be Kidding Me. I fucking love when comedians decide their line is the definitive line. She did a bit where she had her co-host, sidekick, whatever, come out dressed as Hitler after Germany won the World Cup in 2014, who said, "I'm a Jew, but I'm still glad Germany won. It's nice for them to have something gold that they didn't pry out of my grandfather's mouth." So again, she's allowed to decide the line. Huh? But again, to Netflix credit, they're not taking the roast down, which has to be really difficult for all the culture war grifters who constantly claim that Netflix is woke. They turned Lara Croft into a man. We need a non-woke TV service to compete with Netflix. The NFL is woke. The NBA is woke. Netflix is woke. Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything's woke. So to be clear, the woke streaming service aired a joke about lynching and George Floyd's death, and has very recently, and very often, platformed Jeff Ross, Mark Normand, Ricky Gervais, Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, and yes, Tony Hinchcliffe and Shane Gillis. You keep tweeting that engagement bait, though. Maybe someday you'll collect enough Elon pennies to afford a Netflix subscription in the first place so that you can cancel it. Anyway, I admit that this was a flimsy way to connect two stories that I didn't think would make a full 10-minute video each, with a tenuous at best link. But here we are. You can make fun of Charlie Kirk without reprisal as long as you work for the government, and you can make racial jokes without reprisal as long as you work for Netflix. The world is healing. Now, who do I gotta work for if I want to make fun of those filthy ferrets? Oh, what? You can't say ferrets? Oh, YouTube's so woke.